Hello, we're continuing our conversation about the Cold War, and specifically today, we're going to talk about how the Cold War expands. We are still reading from the textbook. It is Prentice Hall, United States History, Modern America. It is available online at the National Emergency Library or the National Emergency Archives. So without further ado, let's get started. The Cold War expands. Why it matters. By 1950, the United States and the Soviet Union were the two most powerful nations in the world. The conflicting ideologies and goals of these rival nations led to a worldwide struggle for influence. The policies followed by these two superpowers helped shape the modern history of much of the world, from Latin America to the Middle East. So, as we're reading, you should pay attention to the methods that the United States uses in its global struggle against the Soviet Union. The arms race heightens tensions. A change in the balance of world power is usually gradual, taking place over decades or even centuries. But sometimes the shift happens in the blink of an eye. Such a major shift in the balance of power in the Cold War took place on September 2nd, 1949. Instruments in an American B 29 aircraft flying over Alaska detected unusual atmospheric radiation. The radiation cloud was drifting eastward from the direction of Siberia. American nuclear scientists analyzed the data that the aircraft had gathered. They then reached an inescapable conclusion. The Soviet Union had set off an atomic bomb. Communist advances shocked the nation. The news shook U.S. leaders. They had believed that the Soviet Union was years away from developing an atomic bomb. Now the Americans no longer had a monopoly on atomic weaponry. The news that the Soviets had the bomb was followed the next month by news of a communist takeover in China. In a very short time, Americans sensed that the world was a much more dangerous and threatening place. Nuclear arsenals expand. 3 months later, Truman ordered the Atomic Energy Commission to produce a hydrogen bomb. Developers predicted that the H bomb would be 1,000 times as powerful as an atom bomb. They hoped it would restore the United States' advantage over the Soviets. Some scientists, such as J. Robert Oppenheimer and Albert Einstein, opposed developing the H bomb, claiming that it would only lead to a perpetual arms race. Others argued that Stalin would continue to develop more powerful weapons no matter what the United States did. In 1952, the United States tested the first hydrogen bomb. The next year, the Soviets tested one of their own. More bombs and tests followed. Most of these were conducted above ground, spewing radioactive waste into the atmosphere. Atomic testing in the American West at sites such as the Nevada desert led to increased atmospheric radiation and long-range health problems for people living downwind of the test sites. During the next 4 decades, the United States and the Soviet Union developed and stockpiled increasingly powerful nuclear weapons. They armed planes, submarines, and missiles with nuclear warheads powerful enough to destroy each other many times over. Both sides hoped that this program of mutually assured destruction would prevent either side from actually using a nuclear device against the other. Still, the threat of nuclear destruction seemed to hang over the world like a dark cloud. Checkpoint. Why did the United States government decide to build a hydrogen bomb? The United States government decides to build a hydrogen bomb because we know that the Soviets have an atom bomb. So we want to try to stay one step ahead of them. All right, so that wraps up this section of the chapter. We're going to be moving forward to some of those new policies in the next video. You guys stay safe. Hope to see you soon. Take care.